announce it on my Twitter and shit. Okay, now that my threat on Twitter has been done, gotta inform the usual suspects. See, I knew it. Oh, that's a new one. I forgot about. Those guys are tricky. They are pretty much immune to everything from the front. Hello. Yeah, welcome to Magmore Caverns. There are areas in here that would have been a pain in the ass for. And there's the Magmores. Puffers. Oh, hello. And people say that. And people say that Metroid doesn't have dragons. Funnily enough, these guys actually do appear in Metroid Fusion. The puffers, I mean, not the... Ooh, Triclops.
Recording to logbook.
Hmm. I know there's a way, I know that you can jump over those, but I do not have the capability of that. These guys, there's a mecha version of the Triclops that appears in Metroid Prime 2. I don't remember if they appear in this one though. Oh, right. Poison. Where was it? Okay, that's where that is. I remember that. How did I get over... Ah, over here. It's like there should be a big-ass big-ass opening for me. Whoa! Okay, I literally went right into his jaws. Missile expansion. Oh, you... If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels. How did that happen twice? There's actually a Chozo artifact in this room. I just can't get to it because I'm missing a couple of upgrades. Space jump boots and the X-ray visor. Let's see, where would it be located? Okay. Okay, that leads out. I want to say it's that pillar. But you need the X-ray visor because to look for invisible platforms. Again, I want to say it's that pillar. I might be wrong. I do know there's one in here though. No, the gravity suit does not negate lava damage. Not in this game. Nope. We will be coming back to this place later. There we are. Fuck. Fuck. Get used to that. We're probably gonna have that happen at least twice. Or we only have it happen once. Used to have a guidebook for this game, but pretty sure it's all fallen apart from how much I used it. There we are. This leads to the Talon overworld. However, we have no use for it right now. We just wanted this to be active. Is it only? Oh, yeah, it's up there. Okay. So I'll just take a bit of a dip. No, wait, that's the next room. How the hell that missed, I will never know. Oh, God. I forgot. I forgot about this one. Really, I need to be... Right, I have to be facing them. Reports any signs of magma predator activity to Security Central at once. Local crystal formations possess low phazon residue. They do have high value to the monks of Grandheim, however. Recommend processing of crystals for that market once phazon operations cease. Geothermal power rotating to the station is complete. Or routing, not rotating. Unstable magma flow is a concern. Remove tower from geothermal grid if fluctuations exceed safety levels. Immersion pistons are leaching power from the magma pools as planned. Geothermal power resources promising. Recommend energy command deactivate central dynamo and switch to geothermal power at once. That used to be dangerous because these blocks can be destroyed. So the ones that were over lava were dangerous to do this with. The ice structure blocks the hallway. This ice structure blocks the hallway. A concussive blast should be able to clear it out of the way. Ventrana drifts. Okay, these guys are little. Where'd you go, you little spawn of Satan?
Recorded to logbook.
Flicker bats.
Recording to logbook.
That unlocks the door above us. New personnel must report to the South Research Facility. Failure to report will be penalized by a 30% ration cut and extra duty. Western Temple is in Phase 2 lockdown. All projects are postponed. Under no circumstances are personnel to attempt access. All ballistics support personnel report to Research Lab Hydra. Lockdown and Containment Plan 3A in effect until further notice. Can't do anything about those. Ooh!
Recording to logbook.
Scatter bamboos. Yeah, much like the bamboo from yesterday, from the last stream, can't do anything about them without a wave beam. Now, meet the she gods, or baby she gods. Glacial predator. Ice shell protects vulnerable dorsal area. Young she gods grow a resilient shell of ice on their backs, which serves to protect a layer of vulnerable flesh. With this being their only weak point, baby she gods turn quickly in order to not allow predators the opportunity to strike at their backs. Powerful hunters, they fire bursts of ultra cold gas at potential prey, then feast on their frozen victim. Oh, that pissed off both of them. Shit. These guys expire quickly once you get rid of their ass. Like I said, get rid of their ass. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, that said baby she-goth. Where are the grown-ups? Don't worry about it. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't worry about them. They're not an issue right now. The ice covering this opening can be melted with extreme heat. That would require the plasma beam. Of which I do not have. And we won't have that for a while. Wrong button.
Recording to logbook.
Ice burrowers. Come on. Shit. Worrying about them is worthless. Ah, why does it wake up both of them?
Recording to logbook.
Okay, if you remember the ice shriek bats I told you about in the last stream, these are the ice shriek bats. Once these little guys are gone, we will never see them again. Or after a certain point, I think. It's been a hot minute, okay? But before I go in there, before I go down there, which is where we need to go,
Recording to logbook.
as the great poison reaches ever further into the planet, we Chozo begin to feel the gnawings of despair. Before it is too late, we now make our last stand. We have begun to build a temple to contain the darkness. At its heart, we will place a cipher, a mystical lock powered by 12 artifacts and filled with as much power as we Chozo can harness. We wonder, though, even when we are done, will it be too late? And will the power of the temple and the cipher itself prove strong enough to hold back the poisonous tide that even now swells within the ground, threatening all life? Actually, can I do something right now? Let me test this. No, I cannot. Fuck. How am I hitting those perfectly? Next upgrade. We got a boost ball. Now, those platforms are gone. I remember having such difficulty with this as a kid, and I don't know why. hold on.
Recorded to logbook.
So many creatures suffer beneath the blight upon the land, and we Chozo are no exception. But for all of our pain, we can at least believe in the promise of the future. We have come to believe that a time may never come when we can once again open the door and banish the darkness we've contained. Even so, our vigilance will forever remain. We believe that on some small off day, a savior will come and continue what we have begun. For that savior, we will leave our ancient weapons and armor. The soul who can gather them will be the entrusted one, the only being who can reverse the evil that grows here. Fuck. Oh, come on. How am I perfectly threading that needle so I can put my ass right in front of him? Come on. Hello, Ridley. Goodbye, Ridley. Okay, we needed the boost ball, which is what we came here for. We will be returning later. But for now, we go back into the caverns and head to into the Talon overworld. Because despite what I may have led you to believe, we were never actually done with the overworld. Come on. We're gonna go this way. This will lead us directly to the Talon overworld. fuck. Well, that was just bad timing on my part. Oh, you son of a... Come on! Are you kidding me? Man, that thing just did not want to let me go. It was like a clingy girlfriend. There we are. That other door, we're not even going to bother going through because if I recall correctly, there is a debris that we cannot clear unless we have the power bomb. Which, I mean, obviously we don't have that. Grab this. We could have come here earlier, but there wasn't. But I don't see any point in doing that. We don't actually need to fight.
Recording to logbook.
Blood flowers. And it's our ship. New upgrade. We got our space jump boots. Now we can double jump. Almost had that. I swear I can do that. Okay, let's go to the Chozo Ruins real quick. The reason being that there is an upgrade that we can get from early on in the ruins themselves. It's just one upgrade, probably not worth going back. Going back right now. But I kind of want it. Hello, Ringo. So now we have to go back to the Fendrano ruins. Or Fendrano drifts. Gamers we normally can't hurt unless we fire a missile. Blood flowers have a neat little trick to them. Let's see if I can do it. Yep, you can hit their projectile back at them. Actually, hold on, let me just. Oh, right. Yeah, we need the spider ball for that. You know what? Instead of just burning my toes off. And I still somehow burned my toes. It's another reason we needed those boots, as you can see.
Recorded to logbook.
Collapsible suspension bridge is functional but lacks power. This is something that we cannot do anything about. But we can get a Chozo artifact! Oof. Second of the 12. That little other thing that we scanned, we can't do anything about until we have power bombs. Until then, we are SOL. Fuck. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. So we're going to... Going to not mess with that. Because if I recall, there's a few more upgrades we need. Or, excuse me, there's a few more things to our kit we need. God, I don't know why I keep doing that. If anyone has a theory as to why I keep doing that, please, I'm all ears. Please remember this spot. We will need to come back here later. Wait. Shit. Maybe it was the other way. Maybe it was this way, and I am just that dumb. Again, somehow hidden that. A statue depicting a Chozo balancing the planes of existence in his hands. Forgot about these guys. They're just ice variants of parasites. Appears to be a shell of ice encased in a water basin. The water originated from the statue's mouth. Statue's hand seems to be frozen in place. We will need to come back here once we have the plasma beam. Chozo Shaman. Yeah, because this shaman will ask you to seek his twin in the room, and it's always that one. Oh, you cheeky. Okay, we're about to come face to face with a boss. Now, chat, take your no, take your pick, take your bet. What do you think the next boss is going to be? Well, chat, waiting on you to guess what the next boss is, or at least what you think the next boss will look like. Okay, you don't seem to have a guess, so here we are. Yes, those. Yes, the dying breath literally is a dying breath that can hurt you. Yeah, it's an even bigger she god. So remember when I mentioned to not worry about the adults? Yeah. Oh, you. I have no idea what I just got messaged. Good news is those bamboos will no longer be a problem. Observe. Yeah, you can actually stun lock these guys. It's kind of funny. Okay. Ooh. Gotta be careful because of the flicker bats. As you can tell, the flicker bats are a bit of an issue. Schematics for Glacier 1 secure zone access. Personnel bound for research area proceed directly to checkpoint. Schematics for Research Lab Hydra access. To access Research Lab Hydra, proceed through the wave doors to the south. Hey, want to see something cool? Yeah, you can make them freak out.
Recording to logbook.
Shadow Pirates. Pirate forces trained and equipped for stealth operations. A select group of space pirates have access to sophisticated cloaking technology. This gear drains high levels of power, however, forcing them to rely solely on melee weapons in battle. Use enhanced detection gear when fighting these units. I could have just disabled it. Empty stasis tank used for biological species. Latent radiation readings indicate specimen was highly irradiated. Circuit breakers for lab sub-processing. Yeah. Hope you're ready for space pirates.
Defeat enemies to unlock doors. Recording to logbook. Doors unlocked.
So yeah, that's how you deal with the regular ones. Stun and missile. Force field accessible only through space pirate bioimaging. Impossible to breach. Project Titan specimen is mobilized in quarantine cave. Relocation is recommended due to increased violent activity. Phazon ore appears to bind through Phazon energy. Thermal imaging is required to detect the highest concentration of radioactivity, which serves to bind the stones together. Imaging research is being conducted in the containment vault area of the facility. Phazon ore is extremely durable and blast resistant. Although the armor-like qualities of this shell provide ample protection, thermal imaging can be used to detect weak areas in the casing. Improvements must be made to this shell in the event that these weaknesses are found by aggressors. East Quarantine Cave is restricted to blue level security. Authorized personnel permitted entry only after bioscan. So yeah, we have an interesting weapon in the wave beam. This force field blocks the entrance. Oh wow, you can't even scan past it. Interesting. Euthanized after psychotic episode scheduled for removal. Increased volatility recorded. Predator awareness indicated even in cold stasis. Decreased vital signs. Cold dampen appears stable. Life signs normal. Pulse at 140% mass. Increase of 4%. Increased acidity levels recorded in Phazon amniotic bath. This is likely a side effect of Phazon ingestion by test subjects. Oh, right, they made them eat the stuff. Ice beetle infestation in Ice Vault region has been 95% exterminated. Report any sightings to security immediately. Access to Research Lab Ether limited to Team Sclera only. Personnel bound for Hollow Observatory must use West Elevator. Phase on fluid bath levels at 70%. Check in diagnostics per procedure 12 and 12.003.8.
Recording to
Log 10.515.8. Our initial tests exposing Talon 4's indigenous parasites to Phazon appear to be successful. Increases in strength, size, and aggressiveness are common in all test subjects, as well as unforeseen evolutions like additional poison sacs within the abdomen and appearance of a second ring of mandibles in several subjects. These creatures were chosen because of their resilience, and it appears possible that, given enough exposure to Phazon, they may one day be able to survive on any planet we transport them to. Our methods will have to be refined. We currently have a 100% extinction rate after the 4th infusion period, and most survivors of the 3rd infusion stage are so violent and uncontrollable that they have to be euthanized. Even still, we remain hopeful that further experimentation will result in success. Stasis tanks operating at 40% capacity. Temperature regulation errors have been rectified as of 12.112.4. I don't know what I was about to say after that. Phazon infusion within central energy core of Xenome S-A is at 70% saturation. Increased dosage appears viable.
recording to
Log 10.712.1. Most terraforming and retrofitting of security checkpoints on Talon 4 is complete, but we continue to research the alarming epidemic of breaches by local creatures. Door records show no unauthorized entries, so we presume the creatures are either slipping in undetected during daily personnel moves, or else finding their way in through subterranean tunnels. We have found many small breaches of this latter sort and plugged them wherever we can, but it is unlikely that we will ever achieve full extermination within our current timetable. Xenome S-A is undergoing relocation to Lab Hydra. Subject's transfer ordered after a pronounced increase in aberrant behavior. Security clearance ADR-13. I think that's an A.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.587.7. Mining operations have begun near the crater where phazon appears to be most concentrated. Daily phazon yields have increased 44%, and our mining system becomes more streamlined as personnel and equipment flows increase. Several incidents of phazon-induced madness have been reported, prompting augmented life support regulations in the deeper chambers. Symptoms include loss of equilibrium, erratic respiration, muscle spasms, and in the most extreme cases, hallucinations. A timeline reassessment for the refinery operation is recommended as the material proves more unstable than initial analysis indicated.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.344.8. We have codified the newfound energy source as Phazon, a V-index mutagen of which we have very reliable data. Indications point to a meteor of unknown origin expelling Phazon into the environment. This material appears to possess the power to mutate organic life forms sufficiently to withstand its poison. These mutations appear promising, with abrupt evolutionary leaps appearing in single-generation reproduction. Plans to establish a full science team on Talon 4 are being finalized. Wait up, bloody. Imagine thinking you can pull one over on me. Was it in this room? No, I don't think it was. Yeah, no, it may have been in the other room. Transfer specimen 344 to lab. Hydro complete. Further infusion suspended pending security assessment. Prep work on all empty stasis tanks must be completed before specimen batch Y arrives on 12.312.2. Mutation strain 776-V shows massive absorption capacity influx. Strain replication is now underway. Phazon batch 1734.D shows mandible mutation across all subjects. Cross infusion with batch 1622.G recommended. Xenome behavioral patterns show decreased reflex activity at temperatures below freezing. Tissue samples from stasis tanks must be hand carried to Lab Hydra for analysis. Notify security of all material moves.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.664.2. Research outpost Glacier 1 in the Fendrana Drifts region of Talon Force Mountains is operating at 85% capacity. Sub-zero temperatures have made the Metroid sluggish and easy to control, even those well into phazon infusion cycles. Cold containment stasis tanks are sufficient for the juveniles, but some of the larger Metroids have been moved to quarantine caves for safety purposes. Security doors remain an issue, as malfunctions due to ice occur every day. Large predators in the waste are also a concern as they continue to kill personnel and breach secure areas. Unfortunately, it has become clear that our containment teams cannot neutralize all of them without a vast increase in munitions and soldiers. Daily decontamination is now required for all personnel working in Lab Ether. Specimen 070, optimal absorption mutation has led to unexpected degeneration of internal organs. Warning, do not handle sedated genomes without proper ice containment equipment. We won't be able to breach that yet. Viral pathogens found in several genomes have been traced to phase on batch 1664.Z. Terminate all subjects. Strain 776-V has been successfully replicated. We have named it Strain Vertigo. Mutation of beta genomes proceeded. Oh, you. Holographic and spatial schematic is in lockdown per Security Directive 2.23.445.
Recorded to logbook.
Log 10.299.2. Scans of the spiral sector detected a massive energy spike emanating from a Wanderer class planet identified as Talon 4. Scout reconnaissance was immediately dispatched to the center of the spike. A land mass at headed mark 40.08.02, returning with planetary samples and atmospheric imaging. Analysis shows the energy source to be an unstable radioactive material of enormous potential. We are unable to form an accurate risk assessment at this time, but we are unlikely to find an energy source this powerful again. Analysis will continue, but currently Talon 4 appears to be a viable secondary headquarters. Holographic map coordinate data has been updated successfully.
Recorded to logbook.
Log 10.401.7. Phase on mining is underway. Several garrisons have been established, and terraforming of the Chosen Ruins is underway. Security systems are operational, and science team continues to make progress in their biotech research. The Vendrana Drifts have proven to be an optimal location for research headquarters, and soon will be joined by a fully operational combat base in Starport. If Command's predictions are half true, we shall rise to dominance in this sector within a decacycle. Truly, these are glorious times. Upper note of astronomical A holographic projector is retracted and inactive. Holographic projector extensions are currently inactive and need to be manually rotated. Fun fact: Kraid from Metroid and Super Metroid was supposed to be a boss in this game. There's even some like I think it's alpha footage of him in game. However, he does not appear in this game whatsoever. Planet Twin Tabula. Planet is best known for twin fever, a disease caused by a viral strain native to Twin Tabula. In the early stages of the disease, victims suffer from double vision. When the twin sight fades, the victim is near death.
Recording to logbook.
Planet Zebes. Planet's crust is primarily earthic ore, making it ideal for subterranean construction. A class 19 planet, Zebes is inhospitable to most bioforms. The world was considered unremarkable until it became a base for space pirate forces.
Recording to logbook.
Talon 4. What the? Okay, I swear this game. What the hell? Super missile. All Hollow technicians report to main observatory. Maintenance required on both hypermodules. Chief Astrogation Officer feels the current dual Hollow projector system is obsolete. Please review and advise. Oh, you little. Get ready for a new one.
Recording to logbook.
Yeah, they're just called flying pirates. Gotta be careful. They will absolutely attempt to take you with them. Remember this spot because we will be coming back here later. Phase on infusion stage 6. Subject Metroid BR5497. Subject's mass at 180% of previous phase on cycle, increasing dosage by 4%. Stasis tank 8118 contaminated beyond acceptable safety standards. Removal squad requested. Okay. Now, for the title. A Metroid. Yeah, we don't have an ice beam, so these guys are going to be a bit of a problem.
Recording to logbook.
And there's the problem. Shit. Hey, he attacked me. I was acting in self-defense. Also, I can't read your... Also, if there was a warning that I shouldn't approach it, I can't read pirate. Metroid containment fields appear 100% effective after adjustments. What do you mean after adjustments? Temperatures below 10 degrees centigrade will render Metroids docile. The hooked mandibles of the Metroid penetrate the skin of its prey and siphon pure life force energy. Internal organs of Metroid seem to be limited to nucleonic absorption cells and massive energy reservoirs. Metroid brain scan results in. Studies show accelerated activity in parietal lobe during 100 cycles at temperatures above 10 degrees centigrade. Containment temperature is stable at 3% at 3 degrees centigrade. Environmental diagnostics satisfactory.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.444.4. Initial transfer of measures to Talon 4 research facilities has been completed. Three were terminated in an incident at the landing site, but the others were pacified and transported safely. Initial phazon infusion testing is underway. We are eager to observe the effects of phazon on Metroids, especially their ability to absorb and process the energy given off by phazon sources. Early research suggests a considerable growth in power and size. Whether the creatures stay stable thereafter remains to be seen.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.891.0. The reconstruction of Geoform 187, codenamed Ridley, was recently completed. After his defeat on Zebes, Command ordered a number of metagenetic improvements for him. Though aggressive, we were able to implement these changes in a cycle. The metamorphosis was painful, but quite successful in the end. Early tests indicate a drastic increase in strength, mobility, and offensive capability. Cybernetic modules and armor plating have been added as well. We believe our creation, now called Metroid, will become the mainstay of our security force, a job he will certainly relish. Directive: in the event of a Metroid attack, repel creatures with missiles set to maximum concussion. All guards must use ice containment gear when transporting Metroids. This includes data specimens and those pronounced dead.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.957.2. The confidence is high in regarding Phazon applications. We know enough about Phazon now to begin combining it with space pirate DNA. The code name for this venture will be Project Helix. Preliminary studies indicate that Phazon infusion could produce radical new pirate genomes. Benevolent mutation levels are high in the current test subjects. Phazon madness is a concern, but refinements in the infusion process should reduce or neutralize the odds of mental degeneration. As energy-based creatures, Metroids show immediate mass increases upon energy absorption. Fuck. Oh, come on. That was just unfair. This tank holds the remains of experiment 7526, conversion of elite pirate unsuccessfully. Quarantine specimen exhibits highly aggressive behavior. Its body structure, composed of phase on ore, appears nearly invulnerable. This has rendered our efforts to train and discipline subject useless.
Recorded to logbook.
Log 11.420.7. Metroid dissection continues to provide more questions than answers. Our research teams have isolated the energy conduits that run from the invasive twin mandibles to the energy core in the creature's cardiopartite nucleus, but the manner in which a Metroid actually extracts the life force from its prey remains an utter mystery. The victim does not lose blood or any other vital fluids, and yet the Metroid extracts energy. Identifying this energy is our central problem. It takes no physical form, and yet without it, the victim dies. We will continue to research this matter, as the isolation of this life-given essence could be the key to our ascendance. Project Titan is suspended indefinitely. Security breaches resulted in massive casualties have occurred. Access is strictly prohibited until further notice. East Quarantine Cave has been secured. Specimen remains in the quarantine area. All experiments suspended pending pacification.
Recorded to logbook.
Log 11.550.6. Studies of Metroid biology continue, though with limited progress. It seems likely that we will be much more successful using the Metroids for our means rather than trying to reproduce their powers. If they could be adequately tamed, we would have no need of a proper understanding of their metabolism. A small force of disciplined Metroids could wipe out entire armies, and once we find a way to shield them from cold containment weapons, they will be invincible. Furthermore, if we could then harvest the energy they'd consumed, we would have a near limitless source of power at our disposal.
Recorded to logbook.
Yeah, I knew you were there, you little spawn of hell. And hell as in the Nordic hell. Testing of thermal imaging software complete. Commence download to Tactical Advisor prototype for field testing. Oh, hello! Forgot about them. My bad. Central tank control circuit connection terminated. Central tank auxiliary circuit connection terminated. Thermal imaging software exceeding initial expectations. Combat applications are being evaluated by command. Field testing and Vendrana region approved. Use of prototype devices by security personnel approved. And now we can get the thermal visor. This is going to be a neat little weapon. And we're going to need it. Yeah, you see that thing over there? Yeah, these things, they're going to be quite common.
Recording to logbook. Doors
I need to adjust my legs, my legs. Like it was like my enemy made a network your network blip. Yeah, I get used to stuff like that.
Recording to logbook.
Best thing about enemies is that they can't open doors. You stay in there. I guess it's just gone. Oh boy. Okay, chat, place your bets. What do you think the next big boss is gonna be? Scorpion like. Well, it wouldn't be the most unusual thing, especially when it's one of my games. Old Satan. The only reason, okay. Do you know the only reason you're saying that is because I'm in a snowy region. That's the only reason he's saying that. This one was not as obvious in hindsight. Yeah, yeah. Juno's already played this, so he already knew about this boss. Golem like. Kinda. I wouldn't call it a golem. Ooh! I'd say it's more like literal living rock. Roly poly, roly poly, oly. Roly poly, oly. Yeah, they didn't really update his appearance, this one's appearance much, because there's not much you can really do to change the appearance of a literal living rock. Right. I mean, the Scorpion guess would have been better for for the Magmor Caverns. I'm gonna be honest, but wasn't a bad guess for this. Wait, isn't there a Scorpion like boss in a lava area in one of the Metroids? I don't think I've ever seen him do this when his weak point was exposed like that. I think he's angry. Before you ask, Hugo girl, yes. The thermal vision, the thermal aside from the thermal visor, the wave beam is a necessity if you want to consistently hit his weak point. I actually think, wait, I think there was a challenge run somebody did, or a challenge somebody did where they used only the power beam. But I don't recall if that was an actual thing. Come on, roly poly. Man, roly poly Ollie just hasn't been the same since Disney canceled his show. Donk. Spider Ball. Had to have one last screw you. Fair. Wait, hold on.
Recording to logbook.
At least it's not far. Thank God this game doesn't have an autosave.
Ice Valley.
Ice Valley, that's not its name. I wonder why that. I wonder why it says that. There's I suppose it could be a translation thing, but that begs the question exactly how? Still can't skip cutscenes. Thank God he decides to scream at me. Yeah, you can't lock onto him when he's doing this for some reason. I have no idea why. not back up enough. Kind of funny that the snow boss does lightning, but I guess snow lightning does exist. Yeah, it's really weird because we see that rock float up, right? But from what, but I closest to it doesn't really do anything gravitational other than roly poly around. Then again, Flagra shot poison and slashed at us, and dropped us the Varia suit. I did not hold down the button. What the hell? Okay, what the? Acting up for some reason. It's acting like I was out of. The controls are acting like I was out of range. Funnily enough, in the Magmar Caverns, there are no big bosses. It's really weird. Okay, we have the spider ball.
Recording to logbook.
That door we can't go through at all because it's an ice beam door. I'm kind of missing something here. I think this is a good enough place to stop for now. So I will see you all next time.